You know, I guess I have been craving it. Oh, hell yeah. My friends and I used to call Taco Bell Taco Hell back in high school and college. I really don't know why, because we would go there like 3 nights a week, always after metal shows because they were open so late, and just like eat, hang out, and squirt hot sauce in each other's eyes. Or propose. It just so happens that the great lockdown of 2020 afforded me a little bit of free time to dig into some new skills, one of which was 2D animation, and so this is what that hole looks like. The first step was to film all the scenes without any animation, just trying to imagine how I'd put it all together based on what I knew I could pull off, both with the time I had and my own thus far limited skills in animation. After everything was filmed, I nicked my wife Victoria's Wacom tablet and started drawing in Photoshop, just trying to figure out some of the scenes. I started out just roughing in everything that I thought would look good for each shot in sketch form, more worried about the way the whole frame fit together than how the drawing looked. Like basically how much space should everything take up, what will read in a shot that only lasts a few seconds, that sort of thing. Then on to the line work. That's definitely my favorite part. That's just where you draw back over your sketch and make it look like an actual drawing. I did this right before I started digging into grease pencil in Blender, which kicks butt, but I'm still coming to grips with it, so I just used the Animdescent plugin for Photoshop. It's fiddly and it's weird to get working, but it's definitely a great way to get into animation if you've already got a Creative Cloud subscription, but don't want to learn a brand new application just for one project, so, you know. I love how watching this video makes it look like I'm super fast at drawing, but it actually turns out that not a single one of these clips is sped up less than 2,000%, so yeah, this took hours and hours to do. I cut out some of the parts where I literally started over again because it looks so awful and I want you to like me. All right. I shot all the live action scenes locked down on a tripod, so it was super easy to animate over it all. All I had to do was drop the footage into Photoshop and just start drawing. For the cheeky couch devil, I cut the couch part out and set it on a different layer above the rest of the little duder so he could pop out from behind it. The first thing to know about animation is to get the most important frames drawn first. After you do, it's mostly just what's called in-betweening, which is exactly what it sounds like. Drawing all the frames in between your keyframes that give the character life and motion. You could see me scrubbing through and watching back what I've done so far quite a lot to get a feel for how natural it all looks. As an aside, there's another way to do animation called straight ahead animation, and I was not going to do that here. I'm not good enough. After you draw every single frame, you then have to go back and draw every single frame again with the line art. And then you have to go back over every single thing you just did again to color it all in. And that's the most tedious part. It's super boring, but it's really satisfying when it all comes together. Here's a nerdy aside. I edit most of my videos in DaVinci Resolve, but I haven't bothered to learn Fusion yet, so I just exported all my shots into After Effects for the compositing work. There's nothing fancy here anyway, though I would have done a lot more in hindsight in the compositing, but that's every project, you know? I have to let it go or risk dying destitute and alone in a shack somewhere, trying desperately to finish a somewhat amusing skit about a demonic taco salesman, and I feel like I've got more in me, you know? The most fun I had in this entire project was animating this little guy holding a head and a knife. I'm calling him Murderito. Birder? No, absolutely not. Those little numbers are me trying to puzzle out how to keep track of which shot was which. It turns out that these numbers are actually something that real animators do, and that I did it really poorly and wrong. Sorry, animation pros. Wait, what am I apologizing for? This whole thing is probably garbage to a pro. I rescind my apology and instead issue a hearty lick my butt if you don't like it, because I'm figuring this shit out as I go. I animated the dream bubble first, and then drew and animated him on a different layer and put everything together in After Effects so I could do some wavy lines over him before the bubble popped. I think it turned out okay. Once I'd edited the whole thing, I pulled the video file into Ableton Live 10, my DAW of choice, and did all the sound. This piece was done MOS, which basically just means that none of the on-set sound is in the final video and was all produced after the fact. The music in the middle is from a project I'm working on with my buddy Aaron that will become another set of videos on its own, but it worked so well here that I just cut it up a bit and dropped it in. The last shot was just Victoria throwing a burrito at me.
I have been craving a burrito.
It took a couple tries. I'd love to do more projects like this, so hit me up in the comments below if you've got more ideas of weird or creepy shit I should make sketches out of. Like this video, share it with somebody who should really be more skeptical of where their food's coming from, and subscribe for more shenanigans.